active participant in your community, being a person who is constantly advocating for people who look like you, and being as involved as possible in the conversations that change the tide and allow people to be in those seats, running for council seats, voting. And I think people think we keep saying vote is a very trivial thing, but it's not. And if you keep folks keep sitting out opportunities to be a part, like you're again giving away your choice. This is your opportunity to have choice. Yeah. It's like, this is your right as a citizen, and someone not taking part in it is allowing things to stay the way. You might as well just be like, well, I mean, I just be giving lip service. I don't care what y'all do, because I'm not going to make any changes. I'm just going to sit here. So until people realize that there is power in, being a part of your community, you have that right to make a change, and voting is extremely important. Until people realize that is a heavy power that other folks are expecting us to not know and not use.
Then you have celebrities saying withhold the black vote. Are you fucking dumb?
Yeah.
We're not withholding the black vote. That doesn't make any that makes no sense. That's not a sensible decision. It's not reasonable advice.
At this point, I have fatigue from everybody.
Correct. Black people included. Y'all are stupid.
Everybody is irking.
It just doesn't make any sense. But I think it's hard. And I think even when we think about some of the policies, I don't believe, as much as we loved RBG, I don't believe that the justices should hold life-term policies. I mean, life-term seats. Why do you have a lifetime seat? You got to age out, because the scary thing about it is, even when you listen to him now about who he wants in the space, who he wants to put up to take her seat, he's like, oh, I want to get someone young because that person's going to have a lifetime seat. That's crazy. That shouldn't even be an option. And I don't understand even that, why no one else gets that. Why would a justice need a seat forever until they die? I think
we could do some digging. I think that is in the Constitution. I think so.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that were wrong though. I think that's one of them. They just, I don't know, but those are the things that make it really tough to influence change. But I think that you're right. The power of choice and the choices that we can make, and when we can be involved, we've got to take advantage of them.
I agree. Yeah,
Maybe wearing us out, yo.
Yeah, I'm about to say, in conclusion, we're tired. I mean, that's the best way. We're tired of talking about it. We're tired of experiencing it. We're tired of sharing emotions and having to have others' emotions and put onto our back. And something has to change. And hopefully after this election, we can kind of go back to somewhat of a life, Lord willing, please.
Hey, girl,
I'm taking off November 4th just in case I gotta cry.
I have election day and the next day off. I'm not.
Yep. Yeah, because if one message on Skype will send me over, and I don't even have a box to pack up because I'm home, so it's not gonna be good. So y'all vote, please vote, because a lot of this fatigue that we are experiencing, when you have a great leader, and those in power are in the correct positions and those are right, you will not experience as much. They're not ever going to really disappear. But I think with the people we have in leadership right now, it has given people the free will to feel and say, well, they've always felt that way, but say what they feel. And that's part of the problem. So make sure y'all get y'all asses out and vote. Stand in line if you have to stand in line, mail in your ballot, stand in line and stand in line. I don't trust that shit. And make sure that your vote is counted for, because our ancestors died for this right. So use your right.
And I hope y'all already voted in your primary.
Y'all better vote, because y'all ain't got nothing to do. There too. I saw you on Instagram. I should have saw you online. I wish you could be like, check people in, like, and don't save y'all vote stickers and repost it and make it seem like you guys voted every single damn time. I really do wonder that. Like, all I gotta do is save this sticker and be like, "Hi, I voted." No, damn well you was in the same funky clothes from yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm working on myself. So yeah, vote. So that was good, guys. Thank you. You know, I
Yes.
don't be tired no more. Everybody needs some kombucha in their life.
Girl, this kombucha don't make you not tired.
It sounds like it should.
I really don't know what it does.
I be
I'm
getting a
not.
nice little energy
Everybody
boost when
needs
I
a
drink
nice little,
kombucha.
like, when you go vote, get a little shot of kombucha in you, and then, like, see how you feel after that. Get re-energized. But after we vote, if there's a revolution, y'all let me know.
If there's a revolution,
Let me know. I'll be out there. So yeah, I feel like we can move side just a little bit, maybe.
yeah. Good. Okay, so we're going to move on to They Got Me Fucked Up. And this is where we talk about people who have us collectively and individually fucked up. And I think we touched on this a bit in the previous conversation. So go off.
Okay, let's talk about it. So first of all, Wells Fargo is always doing some fuck shit. Like, I just feel like of all the banks, they are the fuckboy bank. They are constantly doing, no, don't make that face. They are constantly doing things that are just disparaging against minorities. And I don't understand, how many times can you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar before you really reevaluate how you speak and the ethical policies that you have in place? So Charles Scharf, because we're making sure that we use names, because these people, everyone needs to know who they are. He is a Wells Fargo chief executive. And he made a statement during a Zoom call that they had, apparently, that he must have had somebody fucked up, because they then took it to the outside and let us all know that his exact words were, "While it might sound like an excuse, the unfortunate reality is that there is a very limited pool of Black talent to recruit from." Now, Charles, you got us all fucked up. There is not a limited talent pool. This is the thing. You guys go to the same white colleges. Let's just start with that. You go to the same white colleges all the time with your recruitment efforts. You do not go to the HBCUs to get those same kids that are equally credentialed to pull from. If we're even talking about like the intern programs that you have, I have seen that firsthand. Second of all, there are a lot of talented people who are already in your institution that you probably are overlooking and not promoting from within. Right. And some of those people may be in your contact centers. They may be in your collection areas. But what are you doing to make sure that you are developing the talent? You shouldn't be out here saying that you cannot find talent. What the fuck are you doing to develop the talent that you currently have? That is problematic in and of itself. And you completely just shifted the blame onto other people instead of taking accountability for what you are doing that you have full control over. Right. You have control over that. Furthermore, I don't know who you've been talking to or what Fox News you've been watching. There's a lot of Black people out here who are very talented and willing and able to bring different perspective to the table and allow you to change your vantage point. I think that you must be really, really far moved from the community, and you must really, really far moved from society as a whole. The fact that you even still have, like, what do you think we're out here doing? Eating watermelon and shucking and jiving? That's not
only on Saturday mornings.
I mean, I will bust open. I think it's crazy, and to be talking to a group of people and to be so empowered to say there's not a recruitment pool of Black people to pull from. And damn, it's funny to me too how you guys use people of color when it's fitting, because not only did you not use people of color, you shit on Black people in particular. And then he came out like 2 days later to give his little apology tour. No, fuck your apology. And that also goes with compassion fatigue, because we are having these conversations, and then in the midst of having a conversation like that, you make a bullshit excuse about why you can't hire Black people. So don't apologize. I think you need to have some money, some action. Like, you got to put something into action now. Show us what you are doing to change the development of Wells Fargo. Please show me what you're doing to stop stealing from your customers and being biased against minority, because y'all constantly violating Reg B and pissing me the fuck off. Okay, I'm done with you, Charles. Does anyone else want to say anything? Okay.
I mean, I think you got Charles together. I would be definitely interested in seeing the entire Zoom call. I know. I mean, no, there's nothing that makes that statement okay. I feel like, white people are constantly trying to say things that they think are right, and then it ends up showing their hand anyway. It's like,
Yep.
you. That was like, nah. I prefer to keep my distance. So y'all go ahead. I'll tell y'all in the heart, no.
What is Wells Fargo going to do as far as with him saying that? So is he still going to be on the executive board? Is he still going to have that position where he can just say whatever? Because to me, it's like, if you keep him there, then that's shows me that's how you all feel.
They might come to take some implicit bias training.
I don't like.
I really think that man should lose his job.
I don't think he needs to have his title that he has. He needs to somehow like pull back a little bit and somebody else step up. This would be a great opportunity to develop within. I'm not saying put a person of color in his space, or a black person, as he said, in his space, just to make us all feel good. But you don't need that type of person who does not know how to control their tongue. You thought you were in a safe little boys club where you could say whatever you want.
See, that's why I said I want to hear it all. Like, I don't think he
probably would think hearing it all, and
because I would have more of the conversation. I'm not saying that it would change the fact that that's how he feels, because like you said, he's just not around the right people, perhaps. But it also shows his hand, and if you don't know certain things, so backing it up a little bit. Shanice, you mentioned, there it's tiring to have to constantly educate on what it is to be Black. But the thing about it is, even when we stand up and the folks who are available to have the conversations, it's still our version of Black. And they don't realize that there are so many. There's so much. Oh my God. Our culture and our community is so rich, like with personalities, genius, traits that you can never fully understand. So the fact that he may not have been exposed to it doesn't mean that he should lose his job or step down or anything. He does need to be educated, but you can't force someone out of their bubble if they, like, I just sit here and say, I prefer to keep my goddamn distance because I have enough. Okay. And perhaps he feels like he knows enough about Black people. I feel like I know enough about white people. What else can you tell me? But I'll also say I don't know what white people be doing in the same breath. It's just what it is. He definitely deserves the backlash for that statement, because if you're having this conversation in a public space, I would hope that it would be, you would have a little bit more tenderness and understanding of the current climate. But if he a fucking moron, he can't help it. He might be very smart.
A company.
But it's Wells Fargo, like Shanice said.
They always do wrong.
What is that goddamn Wells Fargo?
I hate them.
I do too, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how, if you guys are known for that. So clearly.
So this is the thing. I think that it is, so even though we say that some of the chief diversity officers are just giving lip service, I think that honestly, it is an important role, and they have to make sure that they have the right people, because at the end of the day, I think we also have to remember some of those big banks, they're old, so they still have that old antiquated mentality.
Yeah.
It hasn't been undone. They need new people to come in and breathe fresh life into it. And honestly, I think that sometimes people would be shocked at what they learn when they do implicit bias training. I feel like we all have implicit bias. It just comes out very differently. I think that Black people do a very good job of managing it, because
we know how to code switch. That's it.
Right. But I also think that I don't think he should lose his job. I think that he spoke out of term and he has to be addressed. And I think that his next responsibility, to me, someone who speaks out of term like that, okay, well, Wells Fargo should do something about it. And what they should do about it is to say, since you said there is no talent, what are you doing to make sure that we are curating talent? What are you doing to make sure that we are building a pipeline? What are you doing to make sure